Well, the full-time whistle has just gone here at the Stade de France, and yeah, it's good to see the end of that pool game. Now we can move on to the knockouts. Oh, sorry, what was that? Oh no, that was a semi-final of a Rugby World Cup. Okay, fine. Congratulations to New Zealand, well done. Absolutely outclassed their opponents today. No complaints from anyone there. Only ever one team in it. A class performance, deserved World Cup finalists for the, what time will that be? A 5th Rugby World Cup final for New Zealand. That is pedigree, that is class, which came to the fore once again in that game. And you can only admire what they were able to do. I mean, yes, lack of entertainment tonight is going to be what a lot of people talk about, but you know what? Let me just get out ahead and talk about that and just say what we saw tonight and what was the final score in the end. Did it finish 44-6? Whatever it was, total beatdown. That was tonight the tax that we have had to pay for last weekend, and I will never ever complain about this weekend's rugby, whatever tomorrow may bring and whatever tonight has delivered. I will never complain, and I don't think we should complain, because the bill for last weekend was always going to arrive at some point, but last weekend was so incredibly good. You could never ever not want last weekend to have taken place the way it did. Obviously, unless you're French or Irish, well, I understand you want a different result, but games that will live long in the memory, and I'd prefer to have the 4 games we had last week than 4 blowouts last weekend and 2 incredible games this weekend. I know it's not ideal, but there we go. And you can only, as I say, take your hat off, doff your cap to New Zealand on just being very, very good. And Argentina, conversely, I mean, they've got to sit with that for 4 years now, because that was, I don't want to say abject, it was poor by even their standards, and they haven't been great in this World Cup. But the emotional high that they were on, Argentina, last week, they'll be absolutely devastated that they didn't at least make it more of a contest. You can see on the camera behind you the players are out on the pitch. I mean, New Zealand were very, very good. They controlled every element of the game. Was there a single element that Argentina even competed with them on? Defence, New Zealand were on top. Scrum, maul, line out, breakdown, attack. They bested Argentina comfortably in every single area. And you know what? I guess, you know, England are playing in a World Cup semi-final tomorrow, and yes, the draw was very helpful to them, as it was to Argentina getting to this stage, but World Cup pedigree does count for something, doesn't it? Whether it's on a deep psychological level, I don't know on what level, but New Zealand have World Cup pedigree, and there were times in the last couple of years where New Zealand fans were dead against Ian Foster, turning against this New Zealand team for some of the results and performances. But this New Zealand team, whatever year, whatever side, have a knack of peaking when they need to at World Cups. And fair enough, they've now got the chance to compete for their 4th title in a 5th World Cup final overall. That is proper pedigree, and the pressure or expectation that they get from the New Zealand public, or whether you want to put that as just confidence from wearing that black jersey, wearing that fern, and wearing the jersey that so many great people have worn before you, I don't know. But the first 2 minutes of the game was a contest, wasn't it? Early Argentina pressure, and I remember turning to a guy that was sat next to me here, and my thought was, whoa, New Zealand don't seem at the level that they were a week ago against Ireland. This could be on. Argentina put the pressure on, but crucially, and one of the stories of the first half of this game was Argentina did not convert their pressure and their time with the ball into 5 or 7 points. They came away twice with 3 points, went 3-0 up early. New Zealand, however, first penalty in the Argentina 22, went for the corner, converted, and that was the story of the game. Will Jordan doing Will Jordan things. He scored a hat-trick tonight, making him equal now with the great John Olomu, with Savia and Habana at the top of the all-time World Cup try-scoring record. Now, admittedly, I could have scored 1 or 2 of, well, certainly 1 of Will Jordan's tries today, but he always in the right place at the right time. Oh, a little... I recognise that I will give some credit to the DJ in the Stade de France. He always has a knack of picking a tune, and this is a New Zealand band. I forget the name. The Young and the I can't remember the name of the band, but it's a niche New Zealand band, and he's playing a tune. Anyway, that's me putting that. I'm a radio DJ in my spare time when I'm not talking about rugby. So let me put that to one side and say, yeah. So Will Jordan could break a record next weekend in a World Cup final, and I mean he was on another level today. New Zealand were, and I mean I don't know where to go through with this game. Let me, while I'm just sort of gathering my thoughts and letting my brain catch up with what we've just witnessed, as you look out on the pitch, see the teams take the plaudits. Ground is emptied pretty quickly, I've got to say. Let me just say, I'm Tim. This is Egg Chasers. If you're just finding me, I love my rugby. I've been in France for 6 weeks. Where have you been? I'll be at the World Cup final next week. I'll be at the 3rd, 4th place playoff. I'll be at England v South Africa tomorrow. And hopefully I will have earned your subscription by the end of this video, if not already. And I cannot thank you enough if you've already done so. Blown away by how well it's gone, how many great comments there are, how many people getting on board, and passed through 50,000 subscribers today, which I had a little nap this morning, got up to do some radio work, went back to bed, woke up with some messages saying congrats on 50k. I mean I can't quite believe it, so thank you. Let me get back to the rugby then. Yeah, contest early on. Will Jordan's going to Will Jordan. Geordie Barrett followed it up. Again, this is what's so impressive about New Zealand. They soaked up all of that pressure from Argentina. They keep their defensive shape, and then boom. They are the best in the world, and South Africa have actually got much, much better at this as well. So there'll be a worthy final if the two of them face off together. At transitions, like New Zealand kept their shape in defence. They got the ball, and then boom, they're off. It's just such intelligent rugby, and that's what, like, intelligence is what New Zealand have. Rugby smarts at the breakdown, particularly. New Zealand know when to leave and when to have a dabble at the breakdown. They keep their shape, and they're just really, really savvy. The Argentina, I don't know if you can see the Argentina players just down below me going to their fans. I have to say, their fans are unbelievable. So rightly so, the Argentinian players are going to them. And the connection that Argentina fans and the players have is really, really special. And World Rugby, do everything that you can to support South American rugby, because the Chilean fans, the Uruguay fans, and the Argentinian fans have been one of the highlights of the Rugby World Cup. They've been incredible. Where was I? Yeah, New Zealand, just rugby smarts, and they keep their shape in defence. They know when to have a go, and they're cynical at the right time. Like all the great teams, they know when to give away a penalty. So when Argentina are putting the pressure on, they're in their 22. New Zealand kill the ball, and it's cynical stuff. And I would have liked the referee to have been hotter on it, but New Zealand rode their luck, knew when to give a penalty away, and I mean that's what good teams do. And rather than moaning about the referee on that one, I'd rather just credit New Zealand for reacting and playing the referee that he was doing. I might mention Angus Gardner again in a little bit. Quietly, the New Zealand maul has been excellent, hasn't it? That was a real weapon. And they make the hard things look very, very easy. Shannon Frizzell before half-time, that try before half-time just killed it as a contest. But at 26 down, I was thinking back to last week when Argentina were narrowly behind against Wales, and they came out brilliantly in the second half and took the game to Wales. And I thought, right, Michael Cheika, he's got an Australia team to a World Cup final before. He's won Super Rugby titles. He's won top 14 titles. Not top 14, URC titles. He's a smart character, so he will have gone in there, given his team a good team talk, and then what happens? Argentina come out, drop the kick-off, get monstered at scrum time. New Zealand with a penalty advantage, walk over Aaron Smith, and all hope is dead. And that was that. Shannon Frizzell was big again. The New Zealand wingers are class. Mark Telea, the number of times I watch him and just go, how did he do that? He is a talent, and I'm glad he's off the naughty step and back in the side, and he justified, you know what, Lester Fainganuku could have felt hard done by not being in the side, but even he'd have to go and tap Mark Telea on the back and go, fair play, you had a cracker. Yeah, Angus Gardner, okay, let me have one little moan. It seemed lopsided the way he officiated. I'm going to credit that to New Zealand having rugby smarts, and Argentina need to catch up and play the referee better, but it just felt like he was letting New Zealand all over the ball, cynically killing it, and it didn't feel like it was applied equally, but I'm just going to put that down to the fact that Argentina didn't recognise, okay, that's what the referee's doing, let's do the same thing. And on Argentina, can I just say, Nicolas Sanchez, Augustin Crevi, two of the players we won't see at a World Cup again, we probably won't see in an Argentina jersey again. They have been absolute legends on the international stage and for that team, and you know, well done, and thank you for an amazing career. Again, thank you to Argentina for incredible fans. Third, fourth place playoff, the game that no one wants to play. They're going to be playing that against likely England, unlikely South Africa next weekend, but I guess we look forward now to the other semi-final. Thank you for watching the video. I'm going to get out there among the fans, see what they have to say, so there may be another video popping up on the feed, so hit subscribe so you don't miss a beat, and I will see you on the next one in a bit.